Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ain't Afraid of No Tech. I'm your host, Kyle, and this is our first video. Yay! Now, this is our first video because it deals with setting up an online profile and doing all the steps that we need to have in place in order to begin uploading YouTube videos. For 90% of you, this is very basic and you can skip this video. However, I realize that some of you may have been sent to me by your kids or grandkids, and you have no clue how you got your email account, how you got your Facebook account, how you even wound up here on YouTube. So I'm going to walk you. So since I've got to go through all this to create an online profile for the channel anyways, I'm going to walk you through how to do it so you can feel confident knowing that you can do it and begin to see how easy this stuff actually is and that you don't need to be afraid to try it. So the first thing we're going to have to do is set you up an email account. Now, you probably already have an email account. It came with whoever your internet service provider is, be it Comcast, Xfinity, AT&T, Verizon, whoever. But we're going to get you set up with a Gmail account. A couple reasons we're going to do that. Number one, it's free, so might as well. Number two, when you set up a Gmail account, it also creates a Google account for you, and you can use that account to sign into a lot of the things that we're going to be doing online. So the first step is you've got to get to Google. So we're just going to go up here into the web address. Now, if you're like my parents like to type in whatever website they're trying to go to here in the search bar on their search page. That works, but if you're not on your search page, you have to go back to your search page in order to do it. It's kind of a pain. So use the address bar at the top. That's what it's there for. You can also type in a search up here if you're whatever you're trying to search the web for, like how to make bundt cake. I don't know why that just popped into my head. It must be lunchtime. But you can type that in there and it'll search for you. But anyways, we're getting away from what we're doing here. Let's go to google.com. Now, I've already been there, so it auto-fills, but otherwise, just go to google.com. That takes you to Google's main page. Now here, I'm going to give you your first older people tip that your kids probably don't even know. So next time they're over watching you do something on your computer, you can pull this one out, and maybe your kids will be sitting there going, wait a minute, how'd you do that? This is a very cool tip. It's great for those of us that are getting older. So if you look down at your keyboard, on the very bottom left corner is what we call the control button. It says CTRL on it. If you hold that button down and you scroll the wheel on your mouse, which is that little wheel right in between the two buttons, you can make the font bigger or smaller. How handy is that? Now, this is going to really come in handy. Some of the apps that we're going to play with, if you're like me and use a high resolution, they're going to open like that. I don't know about you. I don't wear glasses. I can't read that. So it's very handy to be able to boost the font. And we're going to go right about there so that any of you watching on cell phones can see our screen all right. So we're here on Google's main page. We're going to click on Gmail. Now, if you don't already have a Google account, you're going to go straight to this sign-in page right here. However, there's going to be some extra steps involved if you already have a Google account. So I'm going to flip us over here to my Chrome browser. This is the browser that is made by Google. I actually recommend using this. Most experts recommend using this over the one that comes with your computer because it's more secure. If you guys need me to, I can do a video later on how to install this, but obviously we already have it installed on this computer, so I can't do that right now. So for now, we're just going to imagine that you already have it. The steps are the same, whether you're using Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, Firefox, even in OS X, it's the same thing. OS X is Apple's operating system if you're on a Mac. So if you already have, back to the topic at hand, if you already have a Google account, when you click on that Gmail button, it's going to take you to your Gmail page. That's not what we want to be doing here. If you already have a Gmail account, you can go ahead and use that for all of the next steps. But we want to teach you how to set one up, so we're just going to keep going through that. If you don't want to set it up, skip ahead. So if you look up here in the right corner, there should be a big giant letter in a circle up here. It's going to be the first letter of whatever your email account is, or whatever your name is on your Gmail account. If you click there and you go down here to sign out, now you're going to be presented with a choose an account page. We're wanting to create an account. Now, why, if you already have a Gmail account, why would you want to create another one? Well, number one, maybe you're just wanting to walk through this and know you can do it yourself. Number two, maybe you're trying to get into streaming yourself and you need to have a brand separate from your regular everyday account. Or maybe you're like me. Remember, these are free accounts. This one here is for my trucking business. This is my regular day-to-day business. This is my gaming account so that I don't get these two spammed. And this is going to be the email account for the channel. So you can see we can have all these in one place. Very, very handy to have. But for what we're going to do for today, we're going to just go ahead and create another account. So you click on, let me go back there. You click on use another account. That will bring you to the sign-in page. It's the same sign-in page that you saw if you didn't have a Google account. So now we're all on the same page. We're going to go ahead and click on Create Account right here. You can do for myself or to manage my business. I'm creating a brand. Well, I already have the account created, so we're going to go for myself on this one. And it's going to ask you for your information. Now, it just needs to verify you're a human. A lot of people create multiple accounts. Not a lot of people. There are people out there who create hundreds of email accounts, and they use those to create what are called bots. And that's when you go to buy a concert ticket and it sells out in less than a second. That's what that is used for. So Google, all these accounts, they try to keep you from creating hundreds of accounts. So they just need to verify that you're an actual human being. So it's going to ask you to put in your name, and your username is going to be the account name you're going to use. Now, this is actually take number 2. I ran across some problems in creating the next accounts, and so I had to start over again. Unfortunately, I had already created the email account, and it takes several days to completely remove the account. So we're just going to let that one stand, and we're going to create Ain't Afraid of No Tech 2 at gmail.com. If you're actually trying to send me an email to this site, just leave out the 2. That's the actual Gmail account we're using. This account's going to be deleted later. Don't worry about that. Anyways, so you put in whatever you want the name of your email account to be. That will be the address that people send your mail to. And then you just create a password. We'll go ahead and just use the same password that I already have stored for the other accounts. And it's going to ask you to confirm it. Just retype whatever you set up as your password. Again, you need to have at least 8 characters. It can be a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols. I recommend using a combination of all of the above, but you can use whatever you need to do. So then you just click Next. Now, most browsers are going to ask you if you want to save your password. If you have a problem remembering passwords, go ahead and save it. If you're worried about security, tell it to do never. I recommend, if you're anything like my parents, write that password and username you just created on a piece of paper right now before you forget it. Keep all of them in one place and tell your kids where it's at. That way they can access your accounts if you screw everything up. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and click. Well, actually, I'm going to delete this. I didn't need to save it. But anyways. And it's also going to ask for your phone number. This is a completely optional step. You do not have to do it. You don't have to put in a recovery email. You can skip all this. But if you put in a phone number, it will link your phone number to your account, which comes in handy for some of the other stuff that you would do online. And having a recovery email, you would just use whatever email you already have. For me, this is a dummy account, so we're just going to skip it. You put in your birthday. We'll say that we were born on, actually, hold on. For those of you who got the reference, we were born on the 4th of July and 1980. It also asks you for your gender. This is not an optional step. This is where Google, Facebook, all those people start tracking your data. Now, you may not want them to track your data. That is fine. You may want them, you may not care. Doesn't matter. If you want to know why they're asking it, just click on the why we asked for this information button. It explains everything. I'm not going to sit here and read this to you. You can read it on your own. When you get into, so if you're a content creator, you obviously want to have this info, because when you're a content creator, you're going to be looking at metrics where you want to know if you have primarily male, female, other non-binary genders watching, so that you can target your audience. That's why they're asking for this. You can choose whether or not, say, if you're non-binary, click custom and you can put in whatever. We're just going to go with male and click next. This is the privacy and terms. I would recommend you read it. It's pretty much the same for every website. If you click on more options, it will give you ways to customize your experience, what they track, what they, if you're seeing, you're going to see ads no matter what. So this is one thing, ads personalization. You're going to see this all over the place. A lot of people click show me ads that aren't personalized, thinking that it's going to stop showing them ads. I got news for you. You're going to see ads no matter what. So they might as well be personalized to you. But if you don't want them tracking your data to target ads to you, just show me ads that aren't personalized, whatever. You can read through it. This tells you in pretty basic English what each setting does. You can make your own decisions. I'm going to go with the defaults and just click I agree. And we wind up with, okay, it did the same thing last time. It pops up a temporary error. That just means that our computer is working faster than Google's computer on setting up the account. Click try again, and it'll bring you to it. These are just tutorials. Anytime they add a new feature, they're going to pop in a little thing that tells you more, that tells you about the new feature. You can click learn more, and it'll tell you all about it. Pops up a little thing over here. You can do all that on your own again. I'm not going to take time to sit here and walk through this. But this is it. You now have your Gmail account set up. You also have your Google account set up. What's nice is if you're like me and you have multiple accounts, if you click up here in that little button, that little K up there in the corner, like we did to sign out, you can choose your other accounts. And for some reason, I'm signed out of everything. Anyways, I'm not going to go back through signing in. You can choose your other accounts and it'll take you straight to the inboxes on your other accounts. Very handy feature to have if you have multiple accounts to manage. But for now, and this is an email telling you to set up your other stuff. You can go through that on your own. I can walk you through it if you need to in another video. But we're going to move on because the next thing we need to have in order to have an online profile is a Facebook account. So if you already have a Facebook account, it's going to show you here. You may need to go log out of your Facebook account. You know what? Let me show you how to do that. If you're already in your Facebook account and you're wanting to follow along, you click up here in the right corner, this little down arrow, and you click log out. It's that simple. And then you're going to go to add account. Oh, wait, nope. Sorry, that's if you already have another account you want to add. You're going to go to create a new account. So This is going to be the channel's webpage. So we're going to do Ain't Afraid of No Tech as the name. Just split it up, first name, last name, it'll display normal. Now, mobile number or email address. If you already have your existing Facebook account linked to your phone and you put in your mobile number, it's simply going to sign you into your account. So what we need to do is put in the Gmail account that we just created. Ain't afraid of no tech at gmail.com. By the way, this is where we ran up into the hitch and I had to figure it out on the first streaming. And so that's why we're doing a second take here. It's going to ask you to re-enter that just in case you made a typo is why it asks you to do that. And as long as you didn't make any typos on either one of those and they both match, you can go to new password. If you did make a typo, let's say I forgot the A, it's going to pop up an error. Just look back through and figure out that your emails do not match. There we go. It's going to pop up an error. Just figure out where the typo is, and it'll take care of that. And then it's going to ask you to create a password. Use whatever you want. Again, at least 6 numbers, letters, and punctuation marks. So it doesn't say that you're required to use any. Sometimes you're required to have a punctuation mark or a capital or a number. It'll pop up a warning telling you what you're missing. Just edit it. And then the date of birth. Again, we were born on the 4th of July in 1980. There is a minimum age to open a Facebook account. So if you are using a not your real birthday, since this is going out on the interwebs and I don't want you guys to know my actual birthday for security reasons, then you have to remember that you need to be at least 13 years old. Preferably try to make yourself at least 21. That way you don't have to worry about parental stuff. Gender, again, this is for tracking for people that are whatever. Facebook actually requires you to put something in. You cannot just do the prefer not to say thing. So again, you're either binary or non-binary. I'll leave that up to you. And you click sign up. I think you're trying to create. Okay, it's not going to let me do this because it realized I'm trying to create something for a business, so it's wanting me to do something different. So we're going to edit this. I'm just going to become Casey Kindred for today, and we'll go ahead and sign up. Now, it sends you an email back to your Gmail account. Oh, we're signed into Ain't Afraid of No Tech 2. Let's go to this one. It should be the same. Sign in. There we go. You'll have an email from Facebook. This is your confirmation code. Go ahead and click on that. Click on confirm your account. And boom, it's going to ask you to add some friends you may know and walk you through the steps of setting it up. Again, just click through. You can upload your Facebook profile. You can add some friends. This is a Facebook account. And the final thing, since I'm showing everything on YouTube, the final thing we need to set up is your YouTube account. But guess what? This is the simplest step at all. If you go into youtube.com, now we just created a Google account for your Gmail. Well, YouTube is owned by Google. So guess what? You already have a YouTube account set up under the account that you just created on Gmail, and you're good. So all you have to do is go to it's going to be Ain't Afraid of No Tech. Go ahead and search for me. I'm not in there yet. I'll show you how to do that later. For now, let's just click on a video. I don't even know what this is. It's not even in English. So I'm just going to hit pause so that he's not talking over the top of me. Once I have my account created, you would just search for Ain't Afraid of No Tech up here. Or on this video, just click here. Make that even easier. You're on the video. Just click right down here where it says Ain't Afraid of No Tech. If you click there, it'll take you to my page. And you can click subscribe. And it will notify you anytime I post a new video. I don't know this guy. His videos don't look like they're in English, so I'm not going to hit subscribe. But again, you can just go to home and browse to find other people. And that's it. You now have an online profile. You have a Gmail account. You have a Facebook account. And you're on YouTube. We'll show you how to set up the other accounts you may be playing with later on in other videos. But that's it for now. You have the basics. Have a good day.